What is going on, everybody? It's the Frost, and we're back again for our NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4 review. My word, WWE main roster, you have your work cut out for you for sure. Again, I don't know how they keep doing this, but NXT again delivers a stellar takeover with 5 matches, none of them disappointing whatsoever. It is definitely always great to see what they do for NXT. We had the Undisputed Era versus Mustache Mountain open the show. What a great match. It definitely shows that tag team wrestling is not dead yet. It's not dead in NXT. It might be dead on the main roster, but it's not dead in NXT. We also had, following that, we had EC3 versus the Velveteen Dream, which I think the crowd, for some reason, it just felt like in the EC3 Velveteen Dream match, that the crowd disappeared and went silent for the majority of the match until it later on towards the end of the match got back into it. Then we had I believe it was after this match, we had Matt Riddle made his NXT debut with a shot in the crowd, which that's always great to see. Matt Riddle has been confirmed for NXT. Then we had Ricochet versus Adam Cole, which started off very slow and then picked up really fast and was a hell of a match. And then we had Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane in the big shock of the night for me. We'll get to that as we do. And the main event, which was Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT Championship. And what would definitely have to be one of the most brilliant moves I think they have with the finish to that match. I thought during my NXT review, preview prediction shows, I actually predicted that this match was going to go to a draw so they could bring this out. They did not do that, but what they came up with was definitely an awesome thing. So we started off with the NXT Tag Team Championships on the line. This match was just great. This match was definitely contended for a match of the night. There were 3 matches of the night contenders, in my opinion, and that was the 2 men's championship matches, and the 2 men's championship matches, single championship matches, and the tag team championship matches. The women's match was not a bad match. It just, I would say, it wouldn't be up there for a match of the night, and the EC3 and Velveteen Dream match, I think, was the weakest match of the night, which is not a bad thing. It's just, it felt like, one, the crowd fell off, and 2, there were it just felt like there was a lot of dead spots in the actual game, the match itself. So definitely one of those things that you have to look at. Seven did have his knee brace on, and Nigel McGuinness did point this out before the match was started, that that he still has that knee brace on, so this might lead to them exploiting this again for NXT, for the Undisputed Era. They did, I think, later in the match, but it wasn't as much of a selling point as I thought it would be. They seemed to have Tyler Bate get his knee compromised by Kyle O'Reilly in the middle of the match, and it was taken advantage of more than Trent Seven's knee, in my opinion. Now, the Undisputed Era with a strong start early on. All 4 men come to blows in a nice slugfest to start this match. Dueling chance for the crowd as Mustache Mountain take control. Undisputed Era takes over once again, going at Trent Seven. Trent Seven did take majority of the heat for this match. DDT by 7, who tags in Bate, who takes it to the Undisputed Era. Bate with an airplane spin and Cesaro swing, but Strong kicks out of the Cesaro swing. And it looked like Kyle O'Reilly was going to get him in a sleeper hold, but Tyler Bate just shows why he should have the moniker of the world's strongest man now, since Mark Henry is definitely retired, because he had Kyle O'Reilly on him in a sleeper hold position, and Roderick Strong was in front of him, so he German suplexes him over his back while Kyle O'Reilly is on his back. It is a thing of beauty. Lethal lariat by out of the corner by Strong for the Undisputed Era to take over again. Gory stretch by Strong onto Tyler Bate. O'Reilly tags in and works on Bates' knee with a heel hook and drives the knee into the mat. Strong tags back in. Strong sent to the outside by Bate, who shoves him into the barricade. Then he sends O'Reilly to the outside, who drags Seven off the apron, only to get laid out because Tyler Bate was trying to tag in Trent Seven. Trent Seven, we've seen this a lot in tag team matches on the main roster and in high-profile tag team matches where the babyface goes to tag in their partner and the heel, the non-legal member of the heel team is conveniently on that side. They pull down the tag team partner so they couldn't tag in. This time, no, Trent Seven lands on his feet and then lariats. I believe he hit a lariat onto Kyle O'Reilly. He gets up and tags in, going after both members of the Undisputed Era. Undisputed Era takes again control, again taking it to Trent Seven. Bate runs in with the rolling kick, but Strong drops him. Strong gets on the stronghold. O'Reilly puts on the triangle on Bate, who then deadlifts, and this is another test of strength for Tyler Bate. This dude is about half. I swear this guy is like half the size of most of the guys in NXT, and the dude is deadlifting superstars up in the air. Deadlifts him and sends him crashing into Strong. Crowd erupts majorly. Bate tags in and he and Strong go at it, exploded to O'Reilly into Strong, then a dive over the top rope. Tyler Driver's 95 hit for a 2 count. I mean, there was a couple times that it really looked like Mustache Mountain were going to win this match. It just felt like they were going to win it all. Bate on the top rope. O'Reilly drives the injured knee into the ring post as Roderick Strong was trying to do a back suplex onto Tyler Bate from the top rope, but he elbows him off, and Kyle O'Reilly comes up and hits his leg into the ring post. He tags in and gets a heel hook onto Bate. Seven tries to get in the ring, and the ref stops him. Strong pulls Bate closer to the corner while the ref is messing with Seven. Seven then goes to the ring keeper's area and grabs a towel, teasing that he's going to throw a towel in like Tyler Bate did. Does it once, does it twice, and then throws it into the crowd. It's like, I ain't doing that. Tyler Bate then starts dragging himself back to the corner and tags in Seven. Seven started there for a 2 count. Another time that I was like, oh my god, they're actually going to give these guys the championships again. Bate tags in, they go for their combo move off the top rope, and again, I'm like, this is it? Are you kidding me? Nope, 1-2 kick out. Seven tags in, they go for the Dragon suplex, lariat combo, whatever they call that, but Strong with a jumping knee and a high-low to Trent Seven for the 1-2-3. Undisputed Era are still your NXT Tag Team Champions in another stellar match, which I honestly think was better than the one that they had when Tyler Bate threw in the towel, which was given a 5-star rating by Dave Meltzer. So that is the way you start off NXT, and again shows that the tag team division, tag team wrestling in WWE is not dead as long as you're in NXT. You come up to the main roster and you get buried. Like you get turned into the Ascension. You get absolutely 100% buried. Post match though, the War Raiders. Just the Undisputed Era was sitting there, so just celebrating. I think Colorado was doing his like guitar thing with the belt, like Hulk Hogan used to do. And all of a sudden, you just see 2 guys with face paint, the War Raiders, from behind, destroy the Undisputed Era, laying waste to them. And they did one. Like I like the little attention to detail of this is that they celebrated, but the War Raiders never touched the titles. They made it clear that we want the titles, but they never picked the titles up and just started carrying, like, this is what we want, and then dropping. They just did their War Raiders thing. One little nitpick out of this match, and it's the entrances. Why? I know it's a tag team championship, but it's still a championship. Champions always come out last. Why did Undisputed Era come out first? It's just a nitpick. They got it right with all the other title matches tonight, but why was the opening match Mustache Mountain coming out second? Made no sense. EC3 versus the Velveteen Dream. I think Velveteen Dream wants to come up to the main roster. I don't know why. There were so many jokes about this too, because on the back of his tights, and Marinelli even pointed to this, it said on the back of his tights, "Call me up, Vince." He actually had spray painted on the back of his tights, "Call me up, Vince." That term was trending too, by the way. But, yeah, and then someone put a joke out that's like, in 6 months he'll be facing Apollo Crews again for the 8th time and he'll have spray paint on his tights. I changed my mind. I absolutely thought that was funny. So, yes, Velveteen Dream, what they calling up Vince, apparently he wants to go to the main roster. Dream tosses, had this flamboyant jacket he had, and he slowly takes it off and just tosses it at EC3. EC3 grabs it and tosses it back, and Velveteen Dream lunges back as if he just got punched with a haymaker. It was funny. Dream tossed to the outside early, EC3 in control. EC3 controlled the majority of this match, in my opinion. He controlled the majority of this match. Dream tosses on the top and tossed on the top turnbuckle. EC3 with some kicks to Dream, who ends up crotching himself on the top rope. And you know what happens when someone gets crotched on the top rope. Up and down, up and down, up and down. No kids for you, no kids for you. You know how they like to do that. EC3 in control, pretty much in the start still. Cactus clothesline sent to the outside. If you don't know what a cactus clothesline is, it's when you clothesline somebody over the top rope. That was Mauro Ranallo's interpretation of it. You clothesline somebody over the top rope, sending both guys over. If you want to make it a real cactus clothesline, you clothesline somebody over the top rope, but then your head gets trapped in between the middle and top rope. That's a true cactus clothesline, but we're not going to do that in this day and age. Suplex stop, and Dream hits the twisting DDT on the ramp. Oh my goodness, the thud you heard when he did his, like he's doing this, he has him set up for the Sister Abigail, and then he puts his arm around and does a DDT. Definitely a hell of a move. Dream goes for the Rude Awakening, but EC3 stops that, but Dream eventually does hit one and then nonchalantly pins him for a 2 count. Dream on the outside slams EC3 on the announce table a few times and tosses a bottle, then grabs a bottle of water, opens it, and just slugs half the water into EC3's face, then takes a drink and spits it out. Back in the ring, and EC3 goes for a DDT and hits something else. It looked like he was going for a DDT, but I have no idea what they actually went with. Crowd seemed to die halfway through this match. When they did the DDT to the outside, it sounded like "We Want Beach Balls" or something was chanted. The crowd cheered for something, and then they just died. Like the crowd was dead. Especially after the fact that you had Tyler Bate, the Mustache Mountain versus Undisputed Era before this match. I can understand that the crowd needed to calm down. This match and Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler were put in 2 tough positions for the simple fact that they followed Match of the Year candidates. So I said this match. Probably, I figured the Women's Championship match could have been here, but then after what we're seeing with the next match after this, Adam Cole and Ricochet, I can understand how they place these things. But these two, they put on a decent match, but it's like they got hampered with the fact that you just followed one of the best tag team matches of the year for WWE. 1% for a 2 count slap by Dream, but it draws the ire of EC3, who goes to town on Dream with many strikes in the corner and outside. Dream with a shot to the throat. EC3 goes up and hits a diving crossbody, but the momentum allows Velveteen Dream to roll over and get a 2 count. EC3 with the powerbomb, then a deadlift sit-out powerbomb for a 2 count. Dream popped up top and shots from EC3. EC3 up for the superplex. He hits it. EC3 crawls over for the pin slowly for a 2 count. On the apron, EC3 goes for a fireman's carry. Dream ends up in the ring. He went for a fireman's carry on the apron, and I don't know what's up with these guys. Why you want to go for this stuff on the apron? But EC3 tried. Dream ends up in the ring. EC3 tries to come back in, gets hit with the super kick, and I've never heard them call Dream's Death Valley Driver this, but they are now starting to call it the Dream Valley Driver. He hits the Dream Valley Driver for a 2 count. German suplex pinned by EC3 for a 2. On the apron, both men are again. Dream hits the Dream Valley Driver again, goes up, hits a makeshift purple Rainmaker, rolls EC3 back in. 1, 2, 3. Your winner is the Velveteen Dream. Now you're probably wondering, why was this match not the opening of the show? Because maybe that would have helped these guys, but after what you saw earlier in the night with the Tag Team Championship match, I can understand why this match did not go on first. This match, again, was a pretty good match. EC3, it just seems like there could have been more between these two. Maybe there will be, who knows. But I'd say, I guess the red guy won this one. EC3, wrong place, wrong time. Velveteen Dream, 22 years old. Man, this guy who wants to be called up. I don't know if he'll be wanting to do that in about 6 months when he gets called up and he's back. He's doing nothing, but he's becoming a Tyler Breeze. After this match, they did do a picture. They did a shot outside, and then Mauro Ranallo says the rich gets richer. We pop back inside, and Matthew Riddle is in the crowd. Matt Riddle has been confirmed to be signed to NXT. The worst kept secret has been finally shown off. The NXT North American Championship match, Adam Cole versus King Ricochet. Slow start to this match. Ricochet tries to start doing his combo, his flip over, and then, the Hurricane Rana, rolls through Hurricane Rana, but Adam Cole moves out of the way. Adam Cole goes for the super kick, and that backs off Ricochet. Adam Cole, through this entire match, kept telling Ricochet, "You're not special. You're not special." Running drop kick to Cole, who looked to leapfrog Ricochet, but ate the drop kick, sending him to the outside. That was an early move. Usually, when someone bounces off the ropes, they dive under, and your opponent drop kick leapfrogs over you. Well, Adam Cole went for a leapfrog, and Ricochet is like, "I'm just going to drop kick you," and he went out. That was definitely a crazy move. Cole moves out of the way in the corner, and Cole shoves Ricochet onto the outside. Cole in control keeps telling Ricochet he's not special. Cole with the fireman's carry, tossing neckbreaker for a 2 count, then a chinlock on Ricochet. Rolling dropkick by Ricochet after shoving Cole out of the corner, then a leaping splash over the top rope. I am not, no matter how much I, try to, talk about this match, I cannot do this match any justice. If you have not seen this match, you need to go out of your way to get a hold of this match. This was a stellar match. Springboard uppercut by Ricochet for a 2 count. Pace picks up by Ricochet, who hits a standing shooting star press, then a corkscrew splash for a 2 count. Handspring by Ricochet turned into a backstabber by Cole for a 2 count. Super kick blocked by Ricochet, then a discus forearm. Ricochet was actually trying to come in and do a springboard, like a break off the top rope, something, but Adam Cole goes for the super kick, and Ricochet just lands on his feet and grabs the super kick and hits the rolling, then a discus forearm. Ricochet, for whatever reason, goes for a moonsault off the middle rope, and Adam Cole, picture perfect timing. This took just impeccable timing. Hits a super kick onto Ricochet as he is rotating through, so his head is just totally exposed upside down. Eats a super kick. Ricochet then gets hit up into, I think they call it the Yoshigoroshi, or whatever that thing is, where he just puts him up and lands the shoulder onto his knee for a 2 count. Shining Windsor turned into a roll up for a 2. They trade shots. Cole falls onto Ricochet after all those, and barely Ricochet kicks out. Mamma Mia chants from the crowd. Cole going for the last shot. Ricochet moves, hits the reverse runner. Ricochet goes for the top rope slowly, and Cole rolls out of the ring. Oh my goodness, this was crazy. Adam Cole is on the apron, and Ricochet is. This is after the roll through. He's over in the corner over here. Adam Cole rolls out of the ring onto the apron, and he's standing by the corner diagonal from where Ricochet is. Ricochet charging runs, steps over, hits a Hurricane Rana to the outside, tosses him in, hits the 630. 1, 2, 3. You're a new North American champion. I said it should happen. Ricochet. Every single match tomorrow night has to live up to all the matches tonight, and you're not even going to do half of what these guys did tonight. Not even Cedric Alexander or Drew Gulak is going to do half of what these guys do. This match was amazing. This is definitely a match of the year candidate, along with the tag team title match, as well as the main event, which will be later in the night. NXT Women's Championship, Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler. With the shock ending of the night for me was this match. Sane with the heel hook on Baszler, but Baszler puts her own heel hook on, so she goes and grabs the rope. Sane with a stretch muffler on Baszler, head to head. Baszler was getting pissed because Kairi Sane was putting her in all these submissions, letting her know, hey, you can do submissions, so can I. Head to head, they get their head and they go head to head, face to face. Baszler's yelling at Kairi Sane, isn't happy about the mind games. Head scissor takedown, sending Baszler to the outside, running for him on the outside. Sane in control until Baszler takes out the knee, and Sane was trying to do probably a leapfrog again, Adam Cole tried to do earlier. And Shayna Baszler kicked her knee out, and she flipped over, and I swear Kairi Sane landed on her head and neck. I was like, I shuddered for a minute because I was like, oh my god, did she just like land on her head? It was definitely a scary moment for a second. Baszler targets the knee of Sane as she drapes it on the middle rope and then ground and pound while focusing on the knee. She draped her knee on the middle rope and then she went into the ground and pound and had the injured knee propped up so it was bent over her non-injured knee, so when she was grounding, pounding, she would be putting pressure on that injured knee. Baszler has got some of the sickest bends and like twists of a body part that I have ever seen. She was bending the knee and the ankle of Kairi Sane, and my goodness, I don't know how you don't tear some ligaments or something for Kairi Sane with how she did that. Baszler does stomp on the ankle like she's done to many others brutally. Baszler mocks Sane's march and then kicks her knee as it was hung on the middle rope. Sane starts becoming defiant and she ends up Kairi Sane is just screaming for her to come on, and and Shayna Baszler is giving her everything, and then Kairi Sane slaps the taste out of Baszler's mouth and unloads some more shots. Back fist by Sane, then running neck breaker, then another one, running form in the corner for a 2 count. Sane goes up top of Baszler with a kick and gut wrench suplex to Kairi Sane. They trade shots, Baszler with a lifting knee strike for a 2 count. Interceptor spear by Sane, who goes up to the second rope for an insane elbow. This time up the top rope. She did do an insane elbow from the second top, but she's like, no, that's not enough. Baszler rolls out of the ring, diving crossbody to the outside, lands. She tosses Baszler back inside. Again, hits the insane elbow for a 2. Sane goes for the anchor, but Baszler reverses it into the clutch. Sane fights out for the ropes and gets the ropes. Heel hook by Baszler, and then Sane now turns it on the injured leg. Sane reverses that and tries to get the anchor on. Baszler gets the ropes in time. Sane then decides to start using the ropes to put the anchor on Baszler. Sane uses the full 5 count. Alabama slam to Baszler. Up goes Kairi Sane again. Another insane elbow blocked by Shayna Baszler's knee. She puts her foot up to block the insane elbow. Unleg. Oh shit! What happened here? Shayna Baszler goes for the Karafuda clutch, and this shocked me how this ended. Goes for the clutch. The momentum of them going down causes Kairi Sane to flip over to where she has the clutch on her still, but Kairi Sane is flipped over enough to where Baszler's shoulders are down. Ref counts 1, 2, 3, and Kairi Sane is your new NXT Women's Champion. I did not expect to see Baszler lose this match, but Kairi Sane has done it, and she is your new NXT Women's Champion. Where does Shayna Baszler go from here? There's rumors, as I talked about yesterday, on Shayna Baszler coming, like the 4 horsewoman match coming to Survivor Series with an angle taking place at Evolution. So possibly, maybe Shayna Baszler comes to SmackDown or Monday Night Raw after SummerSlam. We will have to wait and see. But I don't think Shayna Baszler is much long for NXT with losing the title tonight. Then the match of the night, Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa in a last man standing match. These two rarely beat the fuck out of each other. I'm going to caution you with that right now. Fuck you Ciampa chants. He's being heavily booed, being called asshole. Gargano was getting a mixed reaction because there are fans who do remember that you cost Aleister Black the championship, and you don't deserve this title shot. The only reason you're getting this one-on-one match is because somebody attacked Aleister Black. Well, in storyline, Aleister Black got injured. Gargano from behind before the bell rings as Caleb Braxton, I think it was announcing Ciampa's name. The fast press by Gargano all over Ciampa from the start. Gargano's back gets sent into the ring steps. Ciampa works on the back after that. Gargano is taken into Ciampa, then he exposes the concrete around the ring. We're going to try and relive. Instead of just a little square, no, he does a good portion of the outside. Gargano goes to lay him out on the concrete, and Ciampa gouges the eyes of Gargano. Ciampa goes for a draping DDT on the barricade, and Gargano gets out of that and tosses him into the ring post. Gargano with a dive off the ring apron. Gargano sends Ciampa over the announce table. Ciampa with a white noise off the American announce table onto the Spanish announce table, which was not cleared of anything. Gargano gets up at 7. Trading shots, trying to use a chair. Ciampa takes over the match. Running knee strike in the corner. Another one after he says, you think we're done? We're not done by a long shot. Another running knee strike. Ciampa sets up the chair in Gargano's face. He goes for another running knee strike, but Ciampa's knee gets hit as Gargano pops right up and just lays into his knee. Gargano with a shot to the chair of Ciampa. Gargano is driving the chair into Ciampa now. Ciampa up at 4 as Gargano sets a chair up in the corner looking for the long dart, counted into a sleeper hold. Ciampa tells him the fairy tale dies, I think is what he said. Ciampa uses the rope for leverage. Ciampa then says, you know what? He's down. Count him. But Gargano gets up at 6. All the emotion that these guys could have in this match you could just tell these guys are leaving their emotion on their sleeves in this match. Ciampa back on the attack again with the sleeper hold. Gargano runs him into the corner, but Ciampa on the attack still. Gargano with a lawn dart as Ciampa pulled him into the corner opposite of the diagonal from the chair shot. And Gargano, he had him lifting up, he had him like a sleeper hold, pulling him up, but Gargano fought out of it and gets him with the lawn dart. Which is surprising because usually in these type of matches, which is a nice change of pace, if somebody sets an item up, like a chair, table, or whatever, they're usually the one it ends up being used on. But since this is a last man standing match, it wasn't going to factor into the win of the match. Gargano up at 3, Ciampa up at 6. Gargano gets a table on the exposed concrete. He grabs a second table and goes to set it up. But instead of, pulling the legs up and then flipping it around, he just pulls the legs up and leaves it like that. That's how that table stays until it gets used later. Gargano looks to suplex Ciampa through the tables, but Ciampa stops that. German suplex by Ciampa, then a second one, then a third one. Ciampa with a knee to the face of Gargano. Ciampa with a chair shot to Gargano. The ref counts but only gets a 4. Ciampa with the Project Ciampa, then a second one, and then he hits a third one. 3 Project Ciampas could not keep Johnny Gargano down as he gets up at 9, as Ciampa takes the chair and just sits there watching. Up at 9, super kick to Ciampa, both up at 5. Now they trade blows. Rolling kick on the mat by Gargano goes for the slingshot spear, but Ciampa with the kick to the head goes for the Angel's wings, but Gargano blocks it. I think they're calling it the fairy tale ends, but I know it was the Angel's wings, so I'm calling it the Angel's wings. German by Ciampa, then a kick by Gargano, followed by a German again by Gargano. Both men lay each other out with a clothesline, but both men are up at one. Nigel McGuinness is surprised that both of these men are up at 1. Trading blows again, both men are down again. Ciampa up at 8, Gargano up at 9. Super kick by Gargano, then going for the cannonball on the outside, but Gargano misses as Ciampa moves out of the way. Then Ciampa tosses him into the barricade. Angel wing onto the steps. Gargano back up at 9. Ciampa again clips the ring apron, looking to expose the wood underneath, which he does. Gargano blasts Ciampa with a fire extinguisher, blinding him for a second. They focus on, at this time, Ciampa, who's sitting there like trying to get the stuff out of his eyes so he's not blind. And then they pan over, they widen out, and Gargano has a crutch. This entire thing, since Ciampa has been back, started with a shot with the crutch. So it's nice attention to detail that they kept that in there. Couple shots from the crutch by Gargano to Ciampa. Ciampa goes for the DDT on the wood, but Gargano blocks that. Now Ciampa trying to send Gargano into the tables, but countered by Gargano, draping DDT by Gargano onto the wood. Ciampa rolls out of the ring to get up. Suicide dive by Gargano now, then he tosses Ciampa back in, but Ciampa rolls out to the other side, and he gets hit with another suicide dive. Super kick missed. Gargano hits a production crew member, which, oh my goodness, that guy, he's just sitting there, looks like he's doing something, making sure everything's working over here, and then bam, to the side of the head, he's down. Guy looked dead. Ciampa smashes Gargano's face into the TV monitor, and then a running knee strike with the chair to Gargano's face. And while Gargano is down in this area, Ciampa grabs everything that he can, including the poor soul who got super kicked in the face, and just starts piling it all on Gargano, wanting this match to be over, wanting this to be done. He gets on the announce table that's still standing while the referee counts, and Gargano gets up at 9. Ciampa is beside himself. He's standing there, and as soon as he gets up, he just collapses on the announce table. Like, what do I have to do to keep this guy down? Ciampa gets handcuffs, looking to cuff Gargano to the ring post. But Gargano stops that, and now he has the cuffs. Ciampa with a back elbow now over by the tables, going for the white noise, but Gargano blocks that. Both men want to put the other through the tables. Super kick by Gargano, sending him through Ciampa through the tables. Ciampa gets up at 9 with the help of the broken clutch. Ciampa starts backing up the ramp as Gargano slowly heads towards him. He ends up kicking the clutch out of his hand and just starts grounding and pounding on him. Then into the LED board goes Ciampa. Gargano puts the Gargano escape on as Ciampa does have one. He did try to cup his hands together early on, but he wasn't able to. Gargano is just taking it to Ciampa on the stage. Ciampa is begging him, saying he's sorry. After he cuffs him to the stage, he starts shoving his face into him. He starts kicking the shit out of him, beating the fuck out of him. Gargano hits him with a couple super kicks. Ciampa's trying to say, I'm sorry. He sits there and looks like Gargano's looking like he's having second thoughts. The finish comes down to this. Gargano he takes the knee brace down, but the knee pad down. And on full replay, on normal speed, it looks like he charges in, hits him with the knee, and the force he continues to go through, he hits a production case or whatever it is, falling to a table down before, and I'm like, this match is going to be over in the draw. Gargano tries to get up, and his knee is hurt, so he can't. Ciampa gets up and gets himself up at 9 and wins the match. Now, if you look on the replay, though, Gargano goes for the running knee. Ciampa moves out of the way. He actually moves out of the way, and that is why Gargano hits the production truck, the production case, and is out. So Tommaso Ciampa, the villain he is, played possum until the last very seconds to keep himself from losing the NXT Championship. So Tommaso Ciampa wins the match. Now, after the match, Gargano's getting help to the back. Ciampa leaves, and then they have Gargano on the stage, and Ciampa walks back out, and Gargano, looking back, wants to go and kick his ass some more, but his knee can't do anything. And the last thing you see in the background is Tommaso Ciampa holding the NXT Championship in the air as the show goes black. What a match! Now, is this the end of the feud? I don't know. The end of the feud should be Johnny Gargano winning the title and going on from there. But I don't know what they can do from here. Johnny Gargano lost. Johnny Gargano lost because Tommaso Ciampa outsmarted him again. Just like in Chicago, Johnny Gargano was his own demise. Cost himself the match. Because as you watch the match, as you watch the finish in slow motion, Tommaso Ciampa moves out of the way and plays dead, while Johnny Gargano's knee hits the production case, falls over, and is unable to get up. So again, he gets played for a fool. Good match, great match. These guys, again, showed you why. And it's great that you've had, for 3 takeovers in a row, New Orleans, Chicago, and now Brooklyn 4. These guys have put on 3 different matches that have not at all looked the same or felt the same. Usually when you go on with the Shinsuke Nakamura AJ Styles match, all the matches seem to follow the same blueprint down to a T with a little thing here and there. These 3 matches that these guys have had have been testaments of how good and how great these 2 are. So I applaud these 2 for putting on a great match. I cannot wait to see what happens at the next set of tapings to see how we go on for this. Marlon Arrow put it out there that Johnny Gargano might have dislocated his kneecap. We'll see how this goes. But there are 2 things coming out of this show that we're going to need to look into. How severe is Johnny Gargano's injury? How bad will they play up his injury? And still, they're going to be playing up who attacked Aleister Black. That is the 2 biggest things right now. We had 2 new champions. A lot of people were saying we weren't going to get any new champions. Everybody was going to retain. That did not happen. That did not happen. We had Ricochet become your new North American champion, while Kairi Sane won, shockingly the way they did it, by beating Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. Will Shayna Baszler be coming up the night or 2 nights after SummerSlam? I don't know. That is going to be something we'll have to wait and see. I could see call-ups coming up this week because they've done it before. But that was NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like this video. Find me on twitch.tv/TheFrance08. Find me on Twitter at TheFrance, and make sure to hit those follow buttons over there. Thank you guys for watching everything that I've done recently. I'll keep doing this as best as I can. And I will see you guys tomorrow or Monday morning for SummerSlam. It depends on, how boring and tired it is. I might not do my review for SummerSlam until Monday morning. That is just depending on how long the show goes, and if I still have the energy to after crap that we're going to go through. Because after we saw tonight, the main roster has got a lot to get through to even be able to say that they are good. But my name is Franz. I'm getting out of here, and I will see you guys later.